Welcome everybody to another Boldcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Charlotte, episode 9. What happened last time?
Last time, there's a lot of music influence. The first half of the episode was all about Yusa and how cool her new music video was and how everyone in her class loved her. Mm-hmm. The second half had a bit more somber feel. You ran into the singer of the band that... I know, I forgot her name.
I don't know how they're saying it. It's Z-Hind or Z-Hind or Z-End or Z-End. I think it's Z-End is how they're pronouncing it. Yeah, the band name. It's Sala is her name.
Sala from Z-End.
Yeah, they met up with her. She sang a song to Tamori's brother who's all fucked up. And he actually remembered who he was for a second and remembered Tamori, or now his younger sister, because he's Tamori as well, when she came to visit him after she got a call from the nurses. And then she ended up, before she was like, this is kind of bullshit. I don't care about meeting this person. I don't care about her going to see my brother. Go do whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a fuck. Nothing's going to happen. And then something did happen. And a positive result was revealed. And she was like, well, maybe there is some hope. Maybe it's worth it to actually believe in something. And now we're going to the show. Gonna see what happens this episode. And hope you guys enjoy our reaction and review of this episode of Charlotte. We also hope you check out our Patreon, our backup channel, Teespring, and our Instagram at Boldcast Media. But before we get into it, this is not a market substitute for Charlotte. We provide reference footage in this reaction to provide context for our reaction and our review, not to steal revenue or traffic from the actual show. This is not a replacement or a way to watch the show for free. This is, we provide the footage just to give context for our reaction and our spin and our own thing that we're doing with commenting and reviewing the show. It's not a replacement. Go watch the show. We're watching on Crunchyroll. We encourage you to do the same and support the official release in any way that you can if you enjoy these reactions or reactions to the show or any others. Other than that, hope you enjoy our reaction and review to Charlotte episode 9. Let's go.
Testing out different outfits. Whoa.
Excellent fashion sense. Was not expecting that from her. Unlike him, what the fuck is that necklace?
He looks like he's trying to be cool, but like in the 90s.
I think the clothing is fine, but that necklace, it's on a chain and it's like a... What is that, the Deathly Hollows? What the fuck?
She's gonna buy CDs. Oh.
Highly functional. That's so fucking awesome.
That's their merch. They have that
exactly.
as merch. That's
Jesus.
fucking cool.
I wish I had merch like that. That's fucking dope. I wish like, I don't know, merch companies for like anime or whatever would sell shit like that. What? Oh yeah, we completely forgot to talk about the fucking ending thing where he was like nostalgic about this band.
Yeah.
Does he like know her from before he like lost his memories or something, or maybe... What the fuck? It's that person from the fucking opening and from his past. Flashback? What? They were with the scientists already. They're holy shit, they're fucking... test subjects already. Shun. What was his ability? Traveling through time?
Did he send them back or something? So that nothing...
The fuck? Holy shit, they have a brother that can leap through time? It's the fucking guy!
Holy fuck.
Just like his big brother. Holy sh... What the fuck? They are wasting no time explaining anything to us, and I actually love it in this case.
Holy fuck!
This is insane. Wait, is that Tamori's brother? I don't... Who is this?
Yeah, that's Tamori's brother.
Oh! Oh!
Yeah, it's...
Oh!
Yeah,
It's them!
It's the siblings.
Wait, the siblings?
Oh. What's going on here?
The siblings of who? Of who? I don't understand.
1 second.
Can I pause for a second?
Sure.
What?
I thought, well, maybe I'm completely wrong and I can't recognize people, but I'm assuming that pretty much everyone we know was at one point all caught in the same facility, right? Like, everyone seems to be in here.
Why would you assume that?
Because, like, everyone is in here.
Everyone? We've only seen 2 people that we know.
Plus the older brother, which means...
Which older brother?
Tamori's older brother.
Is that actually him?
I think so. It looks like him.
Tamori's older brother has blue eyes, like she does.
Didn't that guy have blue eyes?
He has yellow eyes.
Oh, never mind.
That's not... Yeah, that's what confused me. So those guys, the girl with the pink hair, I was trying to recognize her.
I was wondering...
That's the fucking girl that rushed in when Ayumi used her ability.
Oh.
And I think the guy in the front seat had his hair, like, pulled back, so it might be the blue-haired guy. The guy with the yellow hair and eyes, maybe it's Tamori's brother? I need to look back again, but I'm pretty sure he had blue eyes when... Yeah, he definitely had blue... He definitely did not have yellow eyes. That's not him. However, yeah, I just want to clear that up. So, they're trying to get out... There's a person with telepathy that... Kumakami, is that his name? He fucking... So he can find people with abilities. And he found somebody with telepathy that can send and receive. They're trying to use that person to, like, get out, I guess. Mm-hmm. And he just got instruction. Okay, all right, we're going back. Let's go.
We're gonna have to look over this episode a lot.
I have a feeling we're gonna get some sort of conclusion. Wait, hang on. Let's go back like 10 seconds. Is he in a truck? Oh, she used her shit. So taking over someone's mind isn't his only thing?
Apparently.
Did he say what that was? He took over somebody's brain. Maybe he can, like, look into their memories.
Is this...
Holy shit.
They're going to dissect her and get rid of her. Oh, fuck.
Plunder.
Maybe he can steal someone's power?
Does he steal their fucking power? Holy shit. He just put him to sleep. And he can erase memories. Oh shit. Light into his eyes.
Whoa.
Oh
shit.
Fuck. Shichino.
Okay. Holy fuck.
Permeation? Is he? Holy fuck, he must be... Jesus.
He's gonna take the power, go into his brother's...
He can permeate, which means he can get out of the gas and keep going. Dude. It must take a lot of energy. Holy fuck. Go.
Got stuck.
Come on. There's a fucking air blast.
Is he gonna, like, sacrifice himself or something so that everyone...
Oh. The Shunsuke? Wait, didn't we see him?
Is that who maybe, like, set them all up with this, like, school and stuff?
Is he the principal?
Yeah.
Damn. It's all fucking coming together. Yeah. That's the other dude. How did Tamori meet him? I wonder.
I think his, like, thing now is to, like, help people so
He's
that
like
it
Professor
doesn't
Xavier?
happen again. Yeah. The guild.
Yeah, yeah. No. Are you stupid? The fact that you even have a camera is dangerous. Oh my god. This is insane. I don't know what to say about this. This is fucking awesome and crazy and good. B5F? BSF. Was he blind? Fuck. That's really bad. Is this guy like a god? Is he like a cult leader now? What the fuck? What? Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Fuck
Episode's just
yeah.
gonna end and we're
Oh my god. Holy shit! Oh my good god.
Well.
Oh, the song's Trigger.
Song really triggered him, huh?
Yeah, no shit. This is exactly like the episode when when Otanashi got his memories back. Except somehow, well, I wouldn't say it's more crazy because all the organ donation stuff in Angel Beats really fucking came out of nowhere. I mean, it was great and like really cool and interesting and really well done, but this is just, I was not expecting the depth of this shit, of the backstory.
No.
My god. Okay, right, okay. Well, a lot less concert and a lot more X-Men, or like, that's what was insane. I forget what we predicted about their past. That, like, we predicted their brother had the mind erasing shit and sent them off to,
or like did something. Yeah, we figured
save them.
His brother was involved with like saving them and like had to go off and do something else or whatever. That was like we didn't know what happened to their parents though.
What I want to know is how did they restrain him in the first place? Like, how did they know that he even had a time leap ability? And like that his eyes were the trigger. How many permeations have we gone through at this point? And who is the person that like remembers his power over these permeations? Like, does somebody have a fucking ability that lets them maintain their memories across timelines, I guess? If they can just if he can just erase shit, go back to a certain point in time,
and then
like,
everyone remembers except
no, nobody remembers except for him. Nobody remembers, right? Or no, I guess everyone.
I think everyone remembered except for them because they got their minds erased. Specifically, they got their minds erased.
Wait, so okay, that's super. We need way more context on this guy's power because that is fucking insane. How do you erase time, or move backwards in time without erasing it? Like, how do you go backwards, and everybody involved 5 years ago or however far back you can go is like, oh yeah, 5 years from now, a guy will use a time leap ability and we're brought back now, but I remember everything that happened for the next few years of my life. Like, everybody is everybody, all, it's time, so it's literally everyone ever experiences that. Everyone all over the world experiences that. So there must be something to this power that is not specifically just traveling back in time that we don't have the context for yet. Because that seems insane and a little bit crazy.
I'm wondering about his whole like being blind thing. I'm wondering if he was just always blind and that like whatever he needed light to get in his eyes, or if like part of his thing was like giving up his power early, trading away his eyes, which were like the key to his power. Sort of like a similar thing of like with like, oh, I'm giving my eyes to God or whatever in like that
I'm sorry, who said that? Who said that? I don't know who you're referring to.
Starts with an S.
I mean, you're right, but that doesn't make you any. Like, it doesn't mean you said the name. But yeah, I made that connection too. Although I'm thinking maybe it's just because the power has to do with maybe the amount of light that goes into his eyes is equal to the amount of time that he can reverse. So like he looked directly into the sun or like blinded himself with a certain amount of light to change enough of it that everyone could be okay. But
he was in a dark room and they shot at him like...
I know, but maybe he just put it back a little bit, but that's where it ended. But like maybe he got that little bit of light, moved it back, then was able to like get a little bit more light, move it back, but then he's just like, fuck it. I need to like drastic drastic calls for drastic measures.
Desperate times.
Desperate kind. I'm like blinds himself to send him back even further. This is just my theory that the light is somehow related to the amount of time that he can manipulate. But maybe it's the amount of times that he had to use it to get to this point, because he does seem different. The way he's like talking and the way he's like going about all this feels wise beyond his years. Like he's maybe 5-6 years older than you, max. Like,
but he's like,
but he seems like a parental or like,
okay,
he seems like a full-on adult.
But how, like when you earlier had that dream when he was like younger, like yeah. So like what if he went back like really far to back when he was like the older brother was like 10 or 12 or something. I mean, of course he would seem wise beyond his years because he's literally almost
that's what
double
I mean.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I'm saying. That was exactly my point. That like, of course he seems older, because if the case was that he went back and has lived multiple lifetimes, he would have aged or like lived lifetimes and accrued experience that only someone who has lived multiple lifetimes would have, and like maybe that's why he seems like that. This is all just a theory. But it's difficult to talk about because we don't know the extent of how because like they called it a time leap power, and he reversed time to get the whole point was like, oh, you, as selfish as he is, like as a person, he was like laying there dying, like laying there weak and fucked up, and he was just like, do it, like this will save everyone. And then he's like, and then his brother was like, yeah, you're right. Not going to go down to help you. The power is what does it. So, like, everything that happens right now is kind of pointless because I'm about to revert back to a better time, and then we're going to save everything. So, I'm so excited to see what the deal is there, because that it just seems so
mm-hmm. Yeah, and then, insane. Like, with the whole timelines thing, I guess I was wrong about Tamori's brother, by the way. I wasn't paying attention to his eyes, and they did look kind of similar, if you weren't.
No, they didn't.
Oh, okay, whatever. If you were, I mean,
like, in the fact that they're both anime characters with blonde hair, then yeah, I guess they do kind of look similar.
But like longer blonde hair. I don't know. Anyway, okay. What I was saying is, I'm guessing like in the second timeline, a similar thing happened, of like the scientists collecting everyone, but it was all different people. You know what I mean? And then Shun, the older brother, decides, like, okay, I'm gonna, like, look for those people. Like, be more preventative rather than, like, okay, we're gonna do a crazy time skip and haul everyone out of there. Now it's like, I'm gonna try and make sure that as little people fall into those hands as possible. So he, like, sets up this whole thing. Mm. It's pretty cool.
Well, I don't know if it's pretty... we don't know if that's actually what happened.
Well, if that is what happened, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I don't know. It's difficult because like it all hinges on how this time travel power works. Like, because there's so many possibilities and so many, like, when you introduce time travel, shit immediately becomes ridiculously complicated, and like either they're going to fuck it up and it's going to be like super, like if you think about it, it's going to be like, oh, well, that is a causality loop. Like you can't do it like that. But like the fact that memories are seemingly intact for either select people or everybody, excluding a select few that like don't remember anything because of a separate power. Like memories and time are like super linked, and in very few series have I seen time travel like work out well, or
yeah,
like either for the characters or for the consistency of the narrative. It usually ends up poorly.
And if there is a time travel that works out successfully, for example, in Harry Potter, spoilers for Harry Potter, I guess, like the time turner, only Hermione and Harry use it, and no one else like remembers that or like knows about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and the whole and like in something like that, there's like the same thing is going on at like. You still exist and have to avoid yourself. You know what I mean? So it's just interesting that it like straight up just took everyone back and like none of
it literally turned back the clock of the world, not just sent people back in time. That's the difference. Is like.
But then I guess the weird thing about the whole everyone can still remember except for these other people. I really hope someone used that power on all the scientists so they wouldn't remember exactly what everyone looked like or where they found them.
Maybe they didn't have the opportunity and that's why people are still like in danger. I don't know.
Maybe. But yeah, that guy had the memory erasal thing. Remember, he's like, "Oh, do I need to wipe his memory?"
Yeah, but like, do you think if you're escaping this high security facility that you're gonna have the time to find every single scientist and either kill or wipe their memory? Like, and if you have, like, at that point, like, why don't you just kill them? Like, honestly, like, if you and like a bunch of people, everyone you know, are being dissected and disposed of by these people, I wouldn't wait around for the one guy who can erase memories to fix this problem for me and make sure that I'm safe. Like, I'd do whatever it takes to, like, especially if there's other people involved as well. At least I'd like to think I would. But like, as far as the most optimal thing for keeping me safe, I don't know that, like, in that situation where everything's crumbling and there's like literally armed guards shooting people on sight, that like I'd be worried 100% about. We need to make sure that we get to every single scientist and wipe all their memories. I'm sure they didn't get to everyone, and if they did, that's insane. I don't know how, I want an explanation of how they did that, how they pulled that off, because this kind of operation of this facility, what are there, 100 people, like, test subjects? How many fucking hundreds of researchers are working there, and guards, and like accountants and IT guys,
and
like,
that one old guy who just saved the day.
Yeah, like, I don't know. There's just too much to speculate on. Like, it all hinges on how the fucking power works, because it's all pointless, like, speculating on, like, oh, well, if he went back in time and changed this, then this would have happened. It's like, well, we don't even know that's how the time, they called it time leap. If it's a time leap, does he leap, like, does his consciousness move back in time and then he can change the future? Does everything, literally, everything that's happened between X time and Y time cease to exist, and then everybody's moving forward from that time?
Yeah.
Like, there's no way to know at this point, because they called it time leap, there's no way to know. And well, I will say, it seems like it's not like he's not a time traveler. Like, he's not like the time turner moving backwards in time and sort of creating that loop.
From happening. Yeah.
It seems like more of a consciousness thing, or a literal time as a dimension of the universe, like as the fourth dimension of the way that we move throughout time and space. Like, he can manipulate that rather than manipulate his place in it. That's what it seems more likely to be. Yeah. But there's no way to really
Which
know.
I guess is also why his power was considered so dangerous. Because if it was just him, he would still be very dangerous in terms of, like, he could escape. But it would be much more disastrous if he could, like, if what he did affected literally every single person. Yeah.
I don't think they're worried about danger, though. I think they're worried about how can we use this to our advantage and what can we learn about this. That's what the scientist seems to be more concerned with. I don't think that this is like, we need to keep this safe because the public's going to be in danger if this gets out. It's like, we need to figure out how this works, and that's why he's being tested on. You know? Like, but it's still, I still really want to find out how the fuck they were able to get to him before he turned back time. And how would they know that was his power, that was how the power worked, that he even had that power specifically, that, you know, how do you know all that if he could just turn back the time? I guess people remember.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But,
Like, what if they were, like, testing him or whatever, and he turns back time?
But how would they get him in the testing chamber in the first place? Because he could just turn back time if he was going to be experimented on.
I guess that's true.
Like, how did they know that he needs light in his eyes to turn back time? How do they know all those details in the first place? They would only get that by studying him. So, like, and this isn't a critique of the show. I'm so excited to learn how the fuck he got in that situation in the first place, because it doesn't make any sense with how I understand time travel.
It's also weird. The thing that, like, there, or maybe no one else got told that
what are you
her power was collapse, because, like, that's a very specific power. And then when the water guy rolls in and he's like, it's called collapse, but they're like, well, we'll just go try and find it. It might be his sister, but we'll also just let her run loose.
What are you saying?
I was saying, like, it's an invalid point.
What? I don't understand what you're talking. Like,
well,
what
I
are
was
you
saying, if everyone had known that it was her and her ability was collapse, then they would have, like, well, actually, maybe I guess they did, and that's why they were all showing up to the. Never mind. Okay, yeah, they were all showing up to the school to try and grab her before she used her ability. Remember?
Yes, but not the scientists.
No, not the scientists. The people who remembered that was her ability were, like, showing up to try and stop that from happening. Okay.
Yeah, so Kumagami has his hands in both pockets here. Like, he's working with, like, this student council group and Shun. So when he found out, oh, collapse, that sounds really familiar. Go back to Shun. Hey, Shunsuke, your little sister is about to awaken her power again. Remember when that happened when she was being tested on in the other timeline? Well, guess what? It's happening again, and some crazy shit's gonna happen. Better send our 2 fuckboy friends to go take care of that. And then they were too late.
Yeah.
And she was captured by the scientists, right? Instead, because he's like, Kumagami was like, you gotta save your sister. And he's like, okay, so that means Shunsuke does not have Ayumi.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not dead. She's alive. Go, we need to save her, which means she's probably been captured again.
Which is what we predicted.
But Shunsuke can't go back in time anymore because he's fucking blind. He can't accept light into his eyes anymore. So now they're in a real predicament because they can't just hit the reset button.
Mm-hmm.
That still doesn't explain how the fuck... Like, okay, did Kumagami know? Does he remember all that shit? Or... like maybe they didn't actually erase anyone's memories. Maybe they just have like a little, like, you know, when a TV is getting old and then you like leave it on for a while and then turn it off and you can still see the image. It's like that. It's like he's getting screen burn from shit that he actually experienced, but he can only see it in his dreams. Like he's like deja vu essentially. Maybe it might be something like that, or his memories were erased and it's an imperfect power, and that's why he's experiencing this, like,
because
recollection.
if he, like, is exposed to something that recalls those memories, then they'll come back.
But if it's, like, memory erasure, that strikes me as more strong. Like, I don't know, it seems like turning back time, I guess there's kind of a trope there of, like, oh, deja vu, well, you must have experienced that in another life, blah, 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 or, like, you got this memory of you're remembering shit from the future and it's all connected, and that's like a glitch in the Matrix is when you have deja vu. There's like a bunch of explanations for like what people think it is, and in media, especially with time travel, it's usually used like, well, that's actually you from the future trying to tell you something. Mm-hmm. So it's either the memory erase was used on them, it wasn't perfect, that's why they remembered they had an older brother but couldn't remember anything about him. Or people actually don't remember what happened time backup, pre-rewind, and the only reason Kumagami knows is that Shun told him, and like met up with him and like convinced him that he had answers that
well, they specifically
about what would happen
said
in the future.
That they got their minds erased.
Did they? They
I'm pretty sure they
specifically
said that.
Are you 100% sure? Can you find that? When did they say that?
Somewhere in around here.
Ah, okay, so they literally said that.
Yeah.
Sweet. Never mind about all that. But that means, so it does mean that the memory erasure is not a foolproof power. There's still, like, echoes of it if it's used on people.
Mm-hmm. I want to watch the next one, but it's so freaking late.
So then that also explains how people remembered Shun's ability, is because they remember it. But that's still... So, like, the scientists would know how his ability works, because at one point they found out, and when he rewinds time, they still know, and they still retain their memories. What that doesn't explain is that if this is a full-on wind back the clock for every person, every living creature in the multiverse, like, everything is wound back, like, however much time. Does literally everybody know, oh, somebody just turned back the clock somewhere. I remember, I was just living my life 5 years from now, and now I'm a teenager again. What the fuck? This doesn't make any sense. How did that just happen? How did I just skip back in time 5 years? I remember buying a house with my wife, like, 5 years from now. Like, what the fuck is happening? So there's clearly some more to be explained with this whole time travel ability. Whether it's localized, but if it can't just be localized, because it's fucking time. It's not like, oh, everywhere in a 60-meter radius is gone back in time. It's like, what? That wouldn't make any sense.
We're back in the 80s. You walk into the next town. What the fuck are those?
From 21st to 25th Street, it is 1974. On, like, and everywhere around it, there's like a cutout around it, like a crater. Yeah, there's clearly some more to be explained with how this ability works, and yeah, that's all I have to say about it. I'm excited. This is cool. I really hope they don't drop the ball now that they've introduced time traveling, because that can be a cause for concern in any series, even if the writer for Angel Beats and Charlotte and, like, they've created masterpieces, but it's not. That doesn't mean that time travel is easy for anyone. I just hope that they can pull it through and not have me being like, what the fuck is going on?
I feel like this next episode, because it's going to be the explanation episode, is going to be the pivotal moment.
Yeah.
For determining everything that we've talked
Oh,
about.
plunder. That's so fucking crazy.
Yeah. That was really cool.
Is that why Tamori had him go into the mind of the baseball player dude who could use telekinesis? Is that why she did it? Because she's talked to Shinsuke, and Shinsuke knows that he has plunder? So he was like, yeah, that kid, by the way, keep an eye on him. He actually has there's a lot more than meets the eye with this little guy. Just make sure he actually can steal abilities, but he doesn't know that, so just, like, do me a favor. Next time you, like, want somebody to live a normal life and you think that their power is probably going to do them more harm than good, have him like go into their mind and see if anything happens. And maybe he took his telekinesis power after that.
I think he has to look them in the eyes, though, to take the power.
Does he? Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, because he looked through the little food flap in the door. Okay, interesting.
I think
so he can't take Shinsuke's power. That's another double-edged sword there. So even if he learned that he had plunder, he couldn't take his brother's power. He wouldn't have wanted to before, but now that he doesn't have the memories, and he thinks that, oh well, I might be able to use that power if I can somehow get it from him. Maybe there's something to that. I don't know.
Anyway.
Damn. Maybe there's somebody else. Maybe there's another person. Speaking of the whole blindness thing, maybe there's another person who will take your power away, or maybe they'll take your power away, but they'll also take your sight, and that's the price for not having a power anymore. Or maybe, I don't know. Something like that. I'm not sure. Anything else you want to say? Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction and review of Charlotte. If you want to see the next episode, it's on our Patreon for everyone watching on Patreon. Thank you for watching. We really appreciate your support. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye. And thank you to all of our patrons, especially those in the Student Council: Michael Wells,
Vash,
Salad Dallas,
Jude Caspino Buford,
Charles Liu,
D23L,
JC Andrada,
Napoleon Bonaparte,
Handicap Bonkai,
Brian,
Nelson Barbosa,
Xavier Rhodes,
Chris Janvey,
Yeet,
Lewis,
Iwan Pilger,
Aurora,
John Ortega.
and Zenge. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next one.